It is no secret that people from California are making their way to Colorado on the daily. In fact, over the last, I would say, 2 decades or so, it's becoming a real big trend. And anybody who actually has lived in Colorado for a majority of their life will always end up saying, hey, we're either turning into California or send the Californians back, right? It's just a thing because we could progressively see all these people from California moving here. Well, today I'm going to be talking about why I think people from California are actually making Colorado their new home. Hi, Christy Lee here, and I am a local real estate agent in the state of Colorado, but I am also a native of Colorado, and I do help a lot of people move to this state. And the common theme for Californians I am finding is obviously going to be pricing. The home prices here are going to be less expensive than they are in California. Duh. I mean, I feel like that's just a common sense thing, but here's the nitty-gritty on it. So overall in California, the median home price right now, 2024-ish, is going to be roughly $750,000. Okay, so I mean, that's average as California as a whole, but California is huge. Once you get into those major cities, say San Francisco or LA, you're pushing well over $1 million. I mean, that is significant. You move out to Colorado, the median home price out here is going to be $650,000. But if you get to other areas outside of Denver, let's just say the northern side or the eastern side of Denver, it's going to be significantly less. I'm saying you could probably find something in the $450,000 or $500,000 price point. So that is going to be a significant difference compared to California. Now, also, when you take into account as living costs is going to be rents. So rents in California right now for a one-bedroom apartment, let's just say it's in LA, is going to be pushing $3,000. I mean, that's huge. And don't get me wrong, Denver prices are going to be, right around the 2,500s a month price point. But you could actually find stuff even less than that, even in Denver. So I would say right around 1,800, 1,900 for a one bedroom in Denver. If you get outside of Denver, it's going to be even less than that. So even in rent is going to be less expensive if you moved out to Colorado as well. Another major thing that a lot of people just don't think about is utilities. So what I'm finding is when people are moving out here, one of their big questions to me is, how much is your utility bill out here? And honestly, like, I live in Erie, Colorado. I'm roughly right around 2,300 square feet home. Nothing grandeur, I mean, just an average size home. And roughly our utilities for gas and electric is going to be hovering right around the $150 a month price point. I mean, give or take, depending on the time of year. Well, the people I'm talking to who are moving from California, they're pushing $300 and more a month. So that is significant. That is a huge savings when you move here that a lot of people just don't think about. That overall monthly expense that you just to keep your utilities and your lights and all that stuff going, it's definitely a difference in price. And that's something that why other people are moving here as well. Hey, just real quick, if you're enjoying this video, I'd really appreciate it if you click that subscribe button right there and maybe type in a little comment just to help me push out more content out to people just like you. Now back to the video. Also, taxes. Now, taxes, Colorado has a flat income tax, which is 4.4%. Now, what I'm finding is California actually ranges anywhere between 1% and 13% for those higher incomes. That is huge. Like, Colorado is just 4.4. You guys go all the way up to 13%. I mean, that is a big deal, obviously. And then sales tax, our flat sales tax is 2.9, and then it could fluctuate depending on what jurisdiction you're in. So you are going to see it go up, obviously, but our flat is going to be 2.9. Now, California's flat, their base right now is 7.25. That is a huge difference. And then it obviously goes up too, so as high as about 10%. So even just within the taxes, you are going to save money when you come to Colorado. So overall, yes, it's going to be less expensive to live here, but that is not the only reason why people are moving is cost of living. I mean, that's a big part, right? But why Colorado? Well, Colorado, I find, and a lot of people are telling me, is that while it is less expensive, it is still kind of a lot like California, right? So you still kind of get your home feel of California when you're moving to Colorado. What I mean by that is first off, the weather, right? So depending on what area of California you're in, you're going to have some mountains. Some actually have snow, but for the most part, you're going to have some really great weather. Colorado, we actually do too. We have 4 seasons, which I absolutely love. And you could go up to the mountains at any given time. You could play golf year round if you really wanted to. And our winters aren't that brutal. A lot of people just think we have these long, miserable winters, but we really don't. I mean, it snowed 2 days ago and now it's going to be 55 today. It was 60 yesterday. So it's just the sun is always out. In fact, we actually do get more sunshine than California. So when people are moving here, it's while we don't have the beach, no, we don't have the beach, but we have all of the other stuff. So I find that people are still moving out here, still getting a vibe of the California weather to an extent, and even a little bit more. I mean, you get all 4 seasons, which I don't find that you probably get out there as much, but then you get it out here. The winters aren't harsh. You don't have to worry about, miserable, I mean, maybe a couple days, but overall, they're not harsh. Our summers are still great. I mean, overall, the weather is just fantastic. So most of the people who are moving out here from California to Colorado, for the most part, are actually working remotely. And I do find this interesting. And it's kind of like the trend of the remote work, where now people are like, well, I don't want to live someplace that's going to cost me a crap ton of money. Let's move somewhere else. I could still work at that place in California, but I could still live someplace more affordable and has all this great, outdoor living and culture that, I'm still looking for. So a lot of people are still moving out here. The tech industry, though, for people who are in tech, and a lot of Californians are, you move out here and we have a lot of that booming in Denver and in Boulder. We have a lot of startups in general. So a lot of people are moving out here for startups specifically. So you do get that. The startups, you get to work from home. So that's why a lot of people are moving here. And then also, if you have kiddos or planning on having kiddos, a lot of people are moving out here as well from California because of our schools. Our schools overall are still ranked very, very high. And then obviously some are ranked way better than others, depending on where you're at. But you do have still really good school systems. But kind of people are gravitating more to almost like the small town community friendly vibes. And that's what I'm finding. A lot of people are coming from there, the hustle and bustle of California, and they're moving out here because maybe it's a little bit slower of a pace. They have their kids in like, a school, and it's like that small town feel. You have the small town neighborhoods and all the events and the sporting events and all that, but they don't have like that hustle and bustle. It's very family friendly and all that. One of the things also, though, and what as Coloradoans, a lot of people don't like this about California is that over time, the political environment has kind of switched to be more liberal, just like California. So that is going to be, if you're living in California now, you're definitely used to that. You move here, you're probably still going to get a lot of that same vibe of what maybe you're used to out there. So Colorado as a whole used to be more of a swing state, still kind of is, but it actually just went blue this past election. So we actually more are, definitely more on the liberal side. I say that, though, is that it's not 100%, I say 100% liberal like maybe California is, because we still do have very much red surrounding a lot of the areas. So more of the blue areas are going to be definitely Denver and definitely Boulder. But if you're looking for something a little bit more conservative, we still have that in Colorado too. So if you're worried one way or another, definitely Eastern Plains, northern areas, down south for sure, Colorado Springs, all of that stuff is still going to be like that. So while people are moving out here from California and they are used to more of those liberal ways, more liberal thinking, more progressive, which we absolutely still are, some of the other areas within Colorado are still not. So I would still say we're still probably more purple than anything, regardless of what the election just showed. I still say we're more purple. But overall, Californians, yes, are moving here, regardless of what Coloradoans think about this. It is happening. I do work with you guys all the time. I love talking to you. I love helping you. And more or less, I love helping you try to find a different way of life while it still might match a little bit of what you're already used to. please reach out to me anytime. I'm here to help you in any way, show you around different neighborhoods, answer any questions you might have. Remember to click that subscribe button right there. That way you are notified every time I have a new video. And then to the next video, take care.